Hello, everybody. I'm here to say that I heard on the news the other day. A lot of people ask why do you watch news. I don't watch it all day. I just watch in local news to make sure I know what the heck those people are doing out there. That's the only way we're going to know what the heck's going on. I yell at the TV. I yell at the people, but I still watch it. Um, but I heard something about these sedition hunters. Uh, and it's Meet the Online Sleuths, aiding the FBI's Capitol manhunt. Oh my gosh. 6 months and 500 arrests into the January 6th probe, a motley crew of online sleuths is generating leads, making connections, and keeping the feds on their toes. Looks like Betty Washam right there, but I doubt it. There's a mother and former teacher in South Central Pennsylvania. What doesn't surprise me. A woman I'll call Joan, who has what she calls weird hobby. She's a Facebook detective. Man. Some people crochet, some people paint. I look up people, Joan told me. I'm the go-to person for all my friends if they meet a new man. They're like, hey, look him up, give me all the details. When an enraged mob stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, Joan was at home watching it unfold. So was I. She was deeply upset, finding herself in tears about the violent scene transpiring over 100 miles away in the nation's capital. She visited as a kid and later on field trips with her own children. This is not who we are as a country. And she said before pausing and adding, or it's not who we're supposed to be. So just over a week ago, or a week after the Capitol attack, Joan was thrilled to have a new opportunity for online investigative work opportunity land in her inbox. This time she wasn't vetting a insurrectionist, or no, she wasn't vetting a potential romantic interest for one of her friends. She was hunting down an insurrectionist. It's been nearly 6 months since a violent mob invaded the U.S. Capitol because they believed then President Donald Trump's lies about mass voter fraud and supported his efforts to toss out millions of votes. And Joe Biden, the hero, that's not what she said, electoral victory, the feds were woefully prepared for what Trump supporters had in store for lawmakers at the Capitol that day. Shell shocked and outnumbered law enforcement officers were overwhelmed by rioters and made only a handful of arrests. The U.S. Capitol, the closely guarded building. Oh, yes, it was closely guarded that day, wasn't it? Where a cardboard protest sign or ill-timed laugh could get you led out of a congressional hearing in cuffs. had been overrun by an unruly mob. Hundreds of criminals were on the loose, spread out all across the country. Oh, God help me. The feds have spent the first half of 2021 playing catch up, churning out capital attack cases on a near daily basis that cover behavior ranging from basic misdemeanor trespassing to brutal felony assaults on police officers as the unprecedented, it's underlined, unprecedented probe reshapes the federal government's approach to domestic terrorism. Justice Department officials announced last week they had cleared the benchmark of 500 arrests. Hundreds more are in the works. And Attorney General Merrick Garland said federal authorities would continue to follow the facts in this case, dun, 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 and charge what the evidence supports to hold all January 6th perpetrators accountable. Garland, the former Oklahoma City bombing prosecutor, there we go, prosecutor, and federal appellant judge, whom Biden formally named as a nominee for Justice Department's top position just hours after the insurrection, said DOJ's efforts were not possible without the continued assistance of the American public. Much of the assistance has come from people who personally knew Capitol suspects, including family members, co-workers, neighbors, Facebook frenemies. What's a frenemy? And old classmates who tipped off the FBI about the actions of someone they knew in real life. But there's a whole other batch of Capitol defendants who ended up on the FBI's radar thanks to the work of someone they'd never met, anonymous online sleuth who cracked down the digital breadcrumbs that Capitol suspects and often unknowingly sprinkled across the internet. How do you like your Mr. President now, Mr. Biden, since he's causing a lot of chaos? They call themselves sedition hunters, and they have receipts. Ooh. They're numbers of a loosely affiliated network of motivated individuals and pop-up volunteer organizations with names like Deep State Dogs and Capital Terrorists Exposers that developed after the January 6th identify the Trump supporters who organized the Capitol riot and brutalized the law enforcement officers protecting the building. I got to say something here. I think that's Pelosi's job to make sure that the Capitol is secure. But did she do nothing? No, she refused it. President Trump said to get the National Guard in there, and she refused to do it. And I was watching the whole thing unfold, and I got my own opinions. The sedition hunters scour the web for any and all photographs, videos, and posts from people at the Capitol during the January 6th attack across well-known websites like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, along with lesser-used sites and apps like Rumble, Gab, and Telegram. They've got they've got spreadsheets, Google Docs, links, bookmarks, unlisted YouTube backups, group chats, and screenshots, as Joan puts it, coming out the rear end. They can uncover new evidence of conduct that elevate and misdemeanor trespassing case into something much more than serious fine, the highest quality image of a suspect that could generate new leads through facial recognition and compile multimedia databases that turn the January 6th attack into an interactive, high-stakes, and soul-crushing edition of Where's Waldo. Some of the early January 6th online sleuthing efforts, much like the early stages of the FBI investigation itself, were a bit chaotic. Some social media users started tossing out names without doing due diligence. But as the weeks and months went on, the online investigators rather swiftly professionalized, taking cues from open source research experts like John Scott Ralton of the Sedition Lab at the University of Toronto. What the heck's he even doing anything here for? And the open source research organization Billingcat, rule number 1, no naming subjects on social media. Read up on the Boston Marathon bombing. The community came together on Twitter, but now much of the more sensitive work takes place in non-public spaces, chat rooms, DM groups, shared Google documents, where members of the community collaborate and vet tips before they send them to the feds, and in some cases share them with reporters. Some of the investigation are like the one that helped take down Trump fanatic Daniel Rodriguez for electroshocking D.C. Metropolitan Police Officer Mike Vanwin are the work of trained researchers who prefer terms like OSINT, refer to their open source intelligence techniques. Others, like the online sleuths, who identified the man who assaulted officers with a fire extinguisher while swearing in an American flag jacket. That's too bad he had an American flag jacket on. Emblazoned with Trump's name as Robert Scott Palmer, are self-described amateurs bringing their pre-existing skills to the table and pick up techniques as they go along. There are regional focused sedition hunters like Joan who collect evidence on Capitol rioters in their own backyards, and then there are groups that zero in on specific organizations like the Oath Keepers. There are archivists, man, I don't even think she knows how to spell, with the encyclopedia knowledge of the timeline, location, and key players in the January 6th attack. There are hashtaggers who generate catchy, memorable nicknames to help the community track the action of suspects still at large. There are the computer whizzes who create slick websites that let you explore evidence in user-friendly formats. There are diplomats who serve as liaisons between breakoff groups in the larger Sedition Hunters network, working to ease tensions and keep everyone working together in pursuit of common goal. There's the academic tracking down Capitol seditionists, the heart of Trump country. The woman who perfected her detective skills as she recovered from cancer surgery. The online researcher desperately trying to get someone at the FBI to accept gigabytes of Capitol videos they have scripted from the depths of the internet and the sedition hunter, known by their thumbs up emoji, who's just helping out because they felt a duty of their country to archive as much January 6th material as possible, and is still seeing mountains of new material every day. The meme making sleuth from The Hague who enjoys both hunting down insurrectionists and filming TikToks with her grandkids. TikTok. Even the spouse of a Capitol police officer has joined in, leading on their familiarity with the Capitol grounds and trying to channel their frustration into something productive. Since January 6th, the pop-up probe launched by ragtag group of volunteer investigators has developed into a well-oiled machine, churning out leads faster than feds can pick them up. Sedition hunters are happy to help. They just like a little feedback. Yeah, they just want a freaking name for themselves. And then there's more to this. this very suspicious story. But there's more to it. And we'll read this one right here. This one here. We'll just read a little bit on this one. This is Sedition Hunters. Welcome. Sedition Hunters is a global community of open source intelligence investigators, OSINT, working together to assist the U.S. FBI and Washington, D.C. Capitol Police in finding people who allegedly committed crimes in the January 6th Capitol riots. We examined thousands of hours of videos and hundreds of images searching for individuals who committed crimes on January 6, 2021. The United States Capitol, as we look for those wanted by the FBI, are able to identify other crimes and pass that information along to law enforcement officers. Sound like traitors to me, or get people in trouble. And to see if I'm on that list right there. I don't know, maybe some of you guys might be on there too. It's funny. And here's the thing on YouTube, Sedition Hunters. Oh my, they got 368 subscribers. Here's their playlist. Here's their videos. This one's a day ago. Assault in Senate Gallery halfway. Parlor video, that was 2 weeks ago. Body cam footage, January 6th, 1 month ago. Police body cam footage. There's some more body cam footage. That was a month ago, 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 a month ago. 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago. Look how many videos, hundreds and hundreds of videos right there. All that information that they found. Man, I could be oh man. Now let's go to here. We like doing this. Okay, treason. Noun. Definition. The offense of attempting by overt acts to overthrow the government of the state to which the offender owes allegiance, to kill or personally injure the sovereign or the sovereign family. Does that sound like this administration? I think not. I'm not agreeing with violence, but let's be real here. Okay, now we look at sedition. Sedition. Let's see. The leaders of the group have been arrested and charged with sedition. Days before Tong was sentenced, 5 speech therapists were arrested on sedition charges. 14th century, the meaning defined above. Oh, I forgot about that one right there. Treason, let's go down here a little bit. Okay. A synonym and antonyms for treason. Backstabbers, backstabbing, betrayal, business, disloyalty, double cross, faithlessness, falseness, falsity, infidelity, perfidy, sellout, treachery, two-timing, and unfaithfulness. Huh. Now, let's see, what was I going to do? Let's see what this is. Oh, I think I already read that one to you. I'm going to leave links to this group here of the intelligence agency, the sleuths of Facebook, the Karens of all kinds, the snitches, and this is Huff Posts. That was funny. But I want to thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It's crazy. But I have a lot of stuff, going on and things I want to get out, but I have to start with one at a time. So I hope you enjoyed it, and God bless you all. Stay safe, and peace be with you always. God bless. We gotta be. My mouse don't want to work. Okay, goodbye everybody. In a minute. In a minute. There it goes.